Good morning, all of you. Welcome to Web Technology Laboratory session. I am Yashashwini AR, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, MIT, Mysore. In this session, I will be discussing one of the lab program, that is the program number 10. Before moving to the program, let us understand the question first. Here, we need to write a PHP program to sort the student records which are stored in the database using selection sort. Try to understand. First, we need to write a PHP program. The program should sort the student records. Student record means first here we need to create a student database. In that, we need to enter some details of the student like student name, USN as well as the address. Anyhow, here we are using three attributes. You can enter some more attributes like mail ID, etc. In which whatever the information which we are stored in the database, we need to sort that data using the selection sort. How to sort means here, as I said that we can make use of the selection sort, but in order to sort the elements, we should have some elements or a primary key, right? Here we are using USN as the primary key. We know that in database, primary key should be the unique one. So in the student database, the USN is called as the primary key because it is a unique one. It is unique for each and every student. So we are selected USN itself as the primary key to sort the elements using the selection sort. In order to sort the elements, first we need to create the database, then enter the values in the database. Later on, our PHP program will going to sort the records which are stored in the database using selection sort method. Then how to create the database means here these are all the steps which we are following to create the database. Anyhow, we are using Linux operating system. First we need to open the terminal, then type the command, that is MySQL. Remember, we are using MySQL database. The command is mysql -u root -p. Then the password, we need to enter the password. The password is the root. After that, it will enter into the MySQL. Then we need to create the database. To create the database, we are using the command in database is create. That is a keyword which is used to create the database, followed by the that is a keyword database followed by database name. Here we are using the database name is the web lab. You can take any database name for that program. Anyhow, we are creating the database using the command create database followed by the database name is the web lab. Once we create the database means then we need to make use of the database. In order to use the database for the further process, we are using the command that is use database name. Here the database name is the web lab, so we are using that database by using the command use followed by the web lab database name, and it should be entered with a semicolon. Once we specify that means now we are entered in that database called as the web lab. Then whatever the operations which we are performing, the operations will be performing on that respective database. After that, once the database has been created means next we need to create the table in order to insert the values into that table. Here, in order to create the table, we are using the command called as the create table name followed by the attributes. Here, the column name 1 indicates the attribute 1 name followed by the data type, any data type which we can make use. Likewise, then followed by the constraint. Next, the constraint say that which we want to take it as a primary key or a foreign key. Likewise, we can specify. Followed by the column name 2, data type. Likewise, we can specify n number of column names, that is the n attributes, followed by the data type. In our example, we are creating the table name called as the student. Just look at that. Create table student name. Here, sorry, create table student, that is a table name followed by the three attributes. Here we are using three attributes called as the USN name as well as the address. All are in the varchar. That is, we can make use of the combination of both the numeric as well as the alphabets. For that reason, we are using the varchar. This number indicates the size of that respective variables or the attributes which we are going to consider. Here in our database, the database name is the web lab. Then we created one table. The table name is called as the student. In the question itself, they specifies that we need to sort the student records. For that reason, the table name itself is considered as the student. I think you already know the concepts of records or the tuples or the relations, etc. Right, in your database itself. So we are creating the table name called as the student with the three attributes called as the name, USN as well as the address. Once the table has been created means then we need to insert the values into the table. In order to insert the values into the table, we are using the command called as insert into table name followed by the keyword values followed by the respective values, and it should be ended with the semicolon. Here, just look at that. We are inserting some values called as insert into student values. That is, student is the table name followed by the three values. Remember one thing, guys. Here, we are inserting the varchar, that is the alphanumeric things, so it should be within the single quotes. So first is the USN, that is a unique ID of that each and every student, followed by the name as well as followed by the address. Likewise, we can enter n number of data into that student record, that is a student table. Once we entered means the next task is to here once after entering that, just look at that, I entered some 4 values into the table by using the different USN name as well as the address. Once we enter means this is what the output of that MySQL table data by using the command called as select star from the table name, that is student. Once we click on that means it will once we type that command means it will going to display the data like this. After this, the next task is just look at that in our table. I entered some 4 records, but look at these records, they are not in the sorted form. Whatever the records which we are entered, they are not in the sorted form. In order to sort that records, we are using selection sort in our PHP program to sort these records which are present in the database. This is our task in the program. Try to understand. First, we created the database, then we enter the details in the database. Later on, we are writing the PHP program. It should build a connectivity between the database. Then it should sort the records which are present in the database using the selection sort. Here, we are using USN as the primary key in order to sort our records because it is a unique one in our database. After that, our next task is to write the PHP program to sort that given elements, that is whatever the elements which we are entered in the database, those elements will be sorted using the selection sort. For that we are writing the PHP script. Just look at that. Here we are embedding both the HTML in that PHP script. So first we are writing the first line, that is a doc type HTML. Here we already know that every HTML document should start with this syntax, that is a exclamatory doc type followed by this HTML. This is a DTD, that is a document type definition, must appear near the beginning of the document, which tells that browser what type of document it should about to process. That is later on the things whatever we are written, it is of the type HTML. After this doc type HTML syntax, the next thing is we need to specify the root tag of the HTML, that is the root element, and it defines the whole HTML document. Next, followed by the body tag. This element defines the document's body. Next is the style tag. Here, the style tag which is used to define the style information for a document. In order to specify that style, we are using the cascading style sheets. Usually, they are of 3 ways, that is inline, internal as well as the external. Inline means by using the style attribute inside the HTML elements. Internal means using the style element in the header section. Here we are using the embedded style sheets, that is in our example we are using the embedded style sheet, that is we are merging the style sheets inside the HTML document. The external means we can make use of the link element to link to an external CSS file. Here, in order to specify the styles for that elements, we can make use of the different CSS selectors. It can be of different categories like simple, combinator, pseudo class, pseudo elements, attribute, etc. In our program, we are using the element selectors. The element selector selects the HTML elements based on the element name. Try to understand whatever the properties which we are specifying here, these properties will be applied for this respective tags. Whenever these tags are present in the program, these properties will be applied for the respective tags. Next is, these are all the properties, that is properties means each individual cascading declaration must contain a certain property. The property can be text, color, background, border, spacing, sizing, etc. Here we are using some border of the table should be 1 pixel solid black. The size, that is a width, should be 33%. The alignment of the text should be center. Border of the table should be collapsed, as well as the background color of the table should be white. Likewise, we can use any properties. You can use your own properties. And one more property is the table margin should be auto. That is the layout of the table should be that it should take the auto position. The next thing is, we started with a PHP script. Here onwards, the PHP scripts get started. That is, we know that every PHP script should start with a less than question mark PHP keyword. It should be in the lowercase letter. Then we create four PHP variables by using the symbol dollar. As I said in the earlier, every PHP variable should be starts with a character dollar followed by the variable name. Then we can use the assignment operator to assign the values for the respective variables. Depending on that value, we can say that which type of variable it is. Here we created four variables. That is, server name should be taken as the local host. The value for that server name is the local host. The username is the root. The password is also root. Then the database name, here we are taking it as what? Web lab. Try to understand, guys. Here, as I said in the earlier, first we need to create the database. The database name is what? Web lab. So here also I am taking that database name is what? That is DB name is what? Web lab. After that, I am creating one more variable, that is an array variable. $A is equal to empty brackets, which indicates that I am taking one empty array variable. The square brackets itself indicates it is an array variable. After that, I need to create a connection. Try to understand what is our program. Our program should sort the student records using selection sort. The student records are present in the database, so I need to move to the database. Before moving to the database, I should establish the connection between the database by using my PHP program. So I need to create a connection. Here, try to understand. We are following one algorithm for database creation. That is, what do you mean by that? Means the first thing is we need to connect it to the database. After that, handle the connection errors, then execute the SQL query. After that, process the result, and finally free the resources and close the connection. These 5 steps are used in this program. That is fine. First, we need to establish the connection using that connection MySQL connection connect method. After that, we need to handle the errors. If any errors has been occurred, we need to handle those errors. After that, executing the SQL query, then obtaining the results, and lastly closing the connection. These are the steps which we are following in this program for a database connection. Just look at that. Here first we need to establish the connection, that is to create the connection. After that, opens that connection to the MySQL server. First we need to establish the connection by in order to connect to the MySQL and to selecting a database, the PHP function. We are using the PHP function called as the MySQLi underscore connect. This connects a script to the MySQL server. This function takes the 4 parameters, all are which optional. The first parameter, that is a server name, which is the host or the URL of the database server. There is a host that is running the MySQL. That is default local host. Usually we are taking it as the local host. The server name, which is replaced with the default host name called as the local host, followed by the username, that is a username which we are considering for next, followed by the password. That is second parameter is the username for the MySQL, the default username in which the PHP process runs. The third parameter is the password for the database, the default one in which we are taken. Next, followed by the database name which we are going to created. This is what the things which we are used in order to create the connection and opens a new connection to the MySQL server. After that, as I said in the earlier, we are following certain steps in order to establish the connection. First, establishing the connection. The next thing is to handle the errors. That is, check the connection and return an error description from the last connection error, if any. Once the connection has been established, means we need to check for that whether it is connected properly or not. If any errors has been occurred, means we need to handle those connection errors by using that function. $connect is a connection established equals connect error. This indicates that here we need to check for the connection errors. There are three ways to handle the errors in PHP database: using the MySQLi connect underscore error function, or using the die function. Anyway, I am using die function here, or using try catch blocks. These are the three ways in order to handle the errors in database, but we are using the die function. We can also use the other two function. If this condition is false, means if the connection has been established successfully, means then we need to execute the queries. Then how to execute that queries means the next step is to execute the SQL query. How to execute means here also we are using the same old query which has been used in the database, that is select star from the student. First we need to display the student records. These things will be specified in one more variable called as the SQL. The whatever the things which we are displaying will be stored in the variable called as the SQL, that is perform a query against the database. Next thing is what we need to execute that query. In order to perform that, we are using one more variable called as the $result is equal to $connect to the query of SQL. Here for that query function I am sending this SQL variable which contains the student details. Once the student details has been displayed, that is by using select star from the student query, the whole thing will be stored in that SQL variable. Later on we are performing query against the database by using that function called as the query. The input for this the parameter for this function is that is the things which we are considered from that select star from the student. After that we need to print that details of the database, that is the records which are present in that database. For that, first we need to print the details whatever we entered in the database through using insert command. The things will be displayed by using or by creating the table, that is a table tag. Then we created three columns, that is USN name as well as the address. After that, here we know that the echo command which is used to display or output the data message to the string. Then now using the table tag, we define the tables with the border is equal to 2. After that we created one table row using tr tag. Next we created three headings for the table, that is name, USN as well as the address. After that, just look at that. First we need to output the results of the database as it is. Before sorting, we need to print the details. That is, for that we are checking the condition $result is equal to number of rows greater than 0. If this conditions will work, that is, if you are not entered any details, means it will going to print the error message. It will going to print the error message, that is the records are not found in that table. If it is not, if the condition is true, means then it will going to output of each row and fetches a result row as an associative array. Try to understand this fetch association function which is used to, this function which is used to, or which fetches a row, the resultant row as an associative array. After that, First, we are checking for the condition, that is whether the rows are present in the table or not. That is, if it is greater than 0, then we start printing the records which are entered using the insert command in the database. After that, we created the table row. Then we are inserting the values. Try to understand. I am fetching this respect to row value. The first thing is USN. This USN, whatever the case we are used for USN, the same case should be present in the database column, that is a heading name. Likewise, we are fetching the name as well as the address. After that, after fetching all those things, what is our task? Our task is to sort the records using USN. For that reason, I am using one of the array function called as the array push. What do you mean by this function? Means which inserts one or more elements to the end of the array. Here, next the syntax is array push of array comma value 1, value 2, etc. The array name, the first parameter is the required one which specifies the array. The second parameter is the optional which specifies the value to add, required in usually PHP 7.3 version. The last value is the optional one. Just look at that. Here the first parameter I am taking it as an empty array. Next is the row of USN. Try to understand. I am taking only the USN. All those USN will be put, that is inserted into this array A. Try to understand. I need to sort the records using only USN. So I am fetching only the USN. The USN are stored in this array called as the A. After that, I will going to sort this array in order to display the records using selection sort. After that, just look at that. If the first condition itself is false, means here that number of rows which are less than 0 means I need to print the error message, that is the table is empty. If it is not, means we are going to perform all those things here. After that, just look at that. I need to count the elements which are present in that A. In order to sort that student records, I am fetching only the USN of that students. Later on, I need to count how many USNs are present in order to sort them using selection sort. So in order to count them, I am using the function called as the count of the $A. Here the count is a function which returns the number of elements in an array, which takes the syntax is count of array comma mode. Here the array indicates the name of the array itself. Then this mode indicates, what do you mean by that mode? Means which is an optional one which specifies the mode, that is the possible values are 0, which indicates that default does not count all elements of multidimensional arrays. 1 means which counts the array recursively, counts all the elements of multidimensional arrays. Anyhow, in our example, we are not using that mode, we are using only the array. This function which will going to count how many USNs are present in this array A. All those counts will be stored in a variable called as N. The next thing is whatever the values which are present in a variable A, that is an array A, which will be directly assigned to that array B. That is whatever the values which are present, it will be assigned to the variable called as B. USN using the selection sort method. Then what do you mean by this selection sort? Means a selection sort is a simple sorting algorithm. This sorting algorithm is in a in-place comparison based algorithm in which the list is divided into two parts, the sorted part at the left end and the unsorted part at the right end. Initially, the sorted part is empty and the unsorted part is the entire list. The smallest element is selected from the unsorted array and swapped with the leftmost element, and that element becomes the part of the sorted array. This process continues moving unsorted array boundary by one element to the right. Likewise, it will keep on sorting the elements. Here, this is for the swapping process. After that, after sorting means next we are using that select star from table name query. After that, we are performing the selection sort by considering only the USN. The next thing is we are taking two empty arrays to store the values of name as well as the address. As I said that Initially, we are taking one empty array. A is for USN. Next, two arrays C as well as the D for storing the values of name as well as the address. Next, we are performing again, we are executing that SQL query, that is select star from the student in order to display the student records. Try to understand. Initially, we considered, after considering that, we have sorted them using the selection sort. Then I need to print the resultant array. After that, we need to output the data of each row. Again, we are considering the same old condition, number of rows greater than 0. If this condition true means we are fetching each and every row using that fetch association function. Then we are printing the, try to understand here. I am comparing one condition, that is if row of USN is equal to $A of $I. What do you mean by that? Means this is the USN which is present in the table which we are considering. If it is matches to that respective USN which is present in the sorted list, if both are matches, it will going to print the respective name as well as the address of that table. Likewise, which will keep on doing this activities until unless this condition becomes the false. That is, if I is greater than means if the I value is greater than n means it will exit from that loop. After that, I need to print that sorted elements. First, I will going to print the message called as, that is after sorting. Then we created the table in order to display the sorted elements. The same old things, that is the table border is equal to 2. Then we are creating one row, USN name as well as the address of that column headings. Then we are printing the resultant sorted elements by creating one more row. That is, just look at that. First, I am printing this $A of $I means which takes the values of the USN of that respective sorted array. Then the sorted respective sorted array element name as well as the address. Likewise, we are keep on printing the sorted elements by using this loop. Once the condition becomes false means we get exit from that loop. Then at the end we are closing the PHP script using this question mark greater than symbol. The output of this program, first we enter the details using insert command. These are all the details of that table which are not sorted. Just look at that. The USN are 10, 25, 35, 1. They are not sorted. Our program will going to sort this USN using selection sort. This is the resultant of that PHP program. That is, they are sorted using the selection sort. Just look at that. The USN has been sorted, and also it prints the respective USN's name as well as the address. This is about the lab program 10. Thank you.